inside the final 10 kilometres now. I'm nervous just looking at this from on high, Brian.
I would hate it, riding this circuit. Absolutely hate it, because everybody knows where they have to be here in the final lap. Everybody.
And there's Molano who's at the front this time and well around, but again very different to what you're seeing now, with riders even having to put the brakes on the inside, to what we're going to see on the final lap, where there'll be no holding up, because any hesitation will see you out the game.
I would even go to say that the first team into that last corner there has got every chance of winning. That's how important that is. So if you've got two teammates in front of you and you come around that corner third and they lead out, then it's going to be very difficult for anybody to come around. So that's how crucial it is.
4-man left for UAE Emirates. They are Wellens, Trentin, Oliveira and Molano, who we expect to be doing the sprinting today. Through the finish line again. Bell ringer not quite warming up yet, but getting ready. One more lap before that bell is rung. Israel Premier Tech. Tom van Aspbroek is on the road for them. Look out for Itamar Einhorn as well, Israeli sprinter. Ball's being kept to the front now by Bora Hansgrohe.
But at the same time, Rob, they're using quite a lot of their manpower at the front, so they're going to need as many as they can in this last lap. We saw coming onto this circuit a couple of the Bora riders try to keep the tempo up and go, but maybe the wrong thing to do. João Almeida now coming up to the front. He was at the back just a moment ago, keeping out of trouble, but I think, like I was saying, you cannot just going to sit back. You need as many of your teammates as possible. So I think Almeida will just do a big turn now and then swing over, and that'll be his for the day.
Waiting for that period where he could move up in this wider road here. And as you say, he's choosing to do his turn in an area where he's probably not going to get involved in the fight for that, certainly that final corner. Well, they could do with his power. Strong time trialist. It's a rather more patient approach to things down on the beach. It's the city's brand new conference centre in the background. And here is João Almeida, just in front of Tim Wellens.
Yeah, just do the turn now and keep out of trouble by the looks of things. And it allows the Milano to relax. He's sitting fourth wheel, but 6 kilometres to go. There's not enough riders in front of Milano to keep this up. So, but sometimes teams will do this to keep their sprinter out of trouble and a little bit more relaxed.
It's a bit dark or Bill's Mothers, isn't it?
That's where you are.
Let's hope the rain holds off. Sunny at the moment with dark clouds approaching. Just wondering where Matteo Trentin has disappeared to. Left-hand side, moving back up now, because he was in that group of 4 originally coming across the finish line, replaced by Almeida, and he's now making his way back up to the front. So you were talking about the numbers for UAE Emirates, Brian.
Yeah, you have to have numbers now. This is going to be such a chaotic finish, especially in the last lap here. Almeida is doing a big turn now, and you can see the difference it's making at the back of the peloton. But you know, the road is so wide that you can get swamped, so that's why you're going to need a lot of firepower coming down here for the final time to put your sprinter in the best possible position, because the last thing you want to do is, even when you're braking going into that dog leg, is being potentially hit from behind.
Soudal quick step. One rider just sort of throwing his arm there as if to say he was either done or he wasn't happy with a move around him from Soudal quick step. They try and remove to the front. You can just see at the back those who are done are done.
Yeah, I've just got the feeling that this is potentially too early for UAE. They've come up very quickly. I know I've just mentioned about making it easy for your sprinter, keeping them nice and relaxed. It doesn't have to fight. But Soudal quick step, they haven't been anywhere near the front yet, and I think they're waiting for the final lap.
Tim Wellens around there. Well, according to this ticker, we'll only have that bell to ring and a lap to go. Losing count. I thought there were 2 to go. We'll see what happens coming through the finish line here. 500 metres from this point after the turn. It's Tim Wellens at the front for UAE Emirates. Movistar are going about their business well. Human powered health with riders in there. Now Kisper Askren moves up on the left-hand side as we look at it. Dan McClay is there as well. And there we go, 1 lap to go, confirmation, 1 lap to go, 3.5 kilometres to the end of this race.
Ultima Vuelta.
Oh, yeah. You've been going to school on it.
I was just copying what you said.
Now, because they heard that last lap, you can see other teams moving up. It's getting more stretch, more strong out. Pink jerseys on the left-hand side. And here come Lotto Destiny. They have all that experience, don't they? And they've not hit the front yet.
No.
Do they have the man to finish it off, though?
Yeah, that's what we're looking at on the left-hand side. But now comes Kasper Askren now. So we're talking about Soudal quick step, just kind of waiting for the final lap. And you can clearly see now UAE have been kind of swept away. I did mention that sometimes if you go too early and try and kind of look after your sprinter, yes, you keep them out of trouble, keep them relaxed, but you feel that they've been swamped now on the last lap and they've been pushed back into this peloton.
Florian Sénéchal sitting there in his French national champion jersey. Oh, problems behind. Several riders down. It was on the right-hand side of the picture there. Riders reacting, looking around. We'll have to wait and see. Down there on the left-hand side, one of the Electro Hyper riders. And for Arkea Samsic, I can tell it's Nasser Bouhanni. Oh, no. Back to racing. An awful crash last April. Just his second day back on his bike. And he's not going to be involved in a sprint.
No, it is unfortunate. Luckily for the team, they still have 2 good sprinters. But yeah, that was a case of, just trying to move up, touch your wheels. This is always going to happen, but this is where you need to put the big power down. You come out of that dog leg, this is a time to really, really ratchet the speed up, because you want to string this peloton out, because if it starts to bunch up, which it will do towards this dog leg, if you're out of position, then it's game over.
It was José Martín, the rider down for Electro Hyper Europa alongside Nasser Bouhanni. Niels Pollitt on the right-hand side as we look at it, German national champion.
So Askren is now done. It still leaves a couple of Soudal quick-step riders, but that was a hard pull there from Niels Pollitt. Askren just, gave up the goat a little bit there. He had already done his turn. Now Niels Pollitt has done his turn. So it's all about numbers now, and having the numbers in front for this lead out, and it looks as if Soudal quick-step are in a good way at the moment.
Got 3 riders sitting in front of Ethan Vernon at the minute. In fact, 4 riders sitting in front of Ethan Vernon.
Yeah, good numbers. That's what you need. And this has to be full all the way to this dogleg turn.
Left-hand side, as we look at it, you see Ante Marché trying to move up to put Biniam Girmay, the Eritrean star, into position. Arkea Samsic on the left-hand side also trying to move up, but we know that Nasser Bouhanni is out there. We look at McClay or Decker here. McClay, a former winner of this race as well. We're approaching 1.5 kilometres to go now, and the red jerseys with those blue accents this year of Lotto Destiny move. One more man is gone, and it's now to the next man for Soudal Quickstep.
Yeah, even now the front rider is starting to toil at the moment, so Sénéchal has to be aware here, and any team has to be aware here, because they're going to get swamped left and right.
And look at this big move on the left as we look at it now from Intermarché, try to put in their main man, who is Biniam Girmay. A reminder that it's the left-hand turn that will come up, the left-hand turn that's going to be key. If you win that battle, there's a great chance you can win this race. But the man trying to drop off Girmay hasn't dropped him off in the right place fully. Coming up to the final 500 metres now. Can you be in that right position? Soudal Quick Step with that battle won. And here we go, well inside the final 500 metres now. Soudal Quick Step, who came here the other day looking for wins each and every day. They've had Alaphilippe on the road. They've had Vernon on the podium. And it's Vernon who's going to be led out now by their main man from Italy, Davide Ballerini. On the right, you can see that Movistar are launching things. Ballerini goes. Girmay sits on the wheel now of Ethan Vernon, and it's Ivan Garcia Cortina who's out there as well. But Ethan Vernon hits the front. It's Ethan Vernon going all the way. Ethan Vernon with the line in front of him, but Girmay's coming around. It's Vernon though who has it against the Eritrean. Ethan Vernon, Biniam Girmay, and also up there was Ivan Garcia Cortina. A first victory of the season for Ethan Vernon. And after searching for it every day this week, Soudal Quick Step do everything perfectly right and have their reward.
That was perfect in the end for Soudal Quick Step. Well executed, and you know, the fight into that dog leg. I felt when I saw Girmay go down that corner in about 8th position, he moved up quite quickly and got onto Vernon's wheel, but that effort of moving up just cost him in the end. But yeah, brilliant win from Ethan Vernon, and you know, we said all along it was about having position into that final dog leg and having a couple of riders in front of him, and he had that.
Well, Jarne van der Paar not too far away as well for Lotto Destiny. He was the man who had to go sprinting for them. It was Itamar Einhorn, the Israeli champion, up there with Tom van Asperen, the sprint partnership. But Ethan Vernon did the business. So much that could have gone wrong there, so much that did go wrong for certain teams, but it went perfectly right for Soudal Quick Step. And here we go again.
Just look at Girmay, he's just a little bit too far back in my reckoning here, but he comes out this corner with good speed and actually moves up. But Seneschal was at the front there, and you know, he's still Vernon when he goes here. But look at Girmay, he's already made up a bit of a distance there. He's just pretty much on the wheel of Vernon, but he's, because he's too far back in the corner, he's having to try a little bit harder. Good effort there from Garcia, but Milano just over on the right hand side there. But really nice win, and it was all about positioning and team there, and so many teams got it wrong. Girmay came up there very quick, but going into that corner a little bit too far back, out of position. He did good to get second place there, but you have to say it was an excellent execution from Soudal Quick Step.
Yeah, I think Girmay looks good. Without picking up the win this week, he's looked excellent. The couple of days where he could have been there. And Mike Turnison was the man, his new partner in that sort of sprint lineup. He was doing that big turn. And again, it was a great turn for a long, long time before the final 180. But it just wasn't quite enough to get him in that right position. He said he came from a long way behind, and out of anybody, probably moved the most positions in that front sprint.
He did. He was the fastest from that 500 metres ago, but you can be the fastest and be out of position. The way he came into that dog leg in about 8th to 10th position, when Vernon had the perfect lead out. But that's what sprinting's all about. You can see it here again, the ground he had to make up. You know, when you consider where his position was, he takes a risk going down the kind of barrier side. It does kind of open up a little bit, and he comes round Garcia. But yeah, Vernon had done enough to hold on another 50 metres, and he probably lost it. But yeah, that was a hard effort there from Girmay, but perfectly executed from Soudal Quick Step.
I think that might well be a podium for Jarne van der Paar as well. We're wondering who was going to sprint in the end for Lotto Destiny, and we might have well just seen a brand new sprint name in the mix. 22-year-old from Belgium, Jarne van der Paar, ridden for by that experienced sprint train today. But it was the perfect sprint train that set it up perfectly for the British rider Ethan Vernon. He's taken his first victory of the season. And Soudal Quick Step, well, they were already on the way the other day, weren't they, courtesy of Fabio Jakobsen in Argentina. They've done it here for the first time in Europe this season. It's win number 2 for the Belgian super team, and it's brought home by Ethan Vernon in Palma.
back at the victory, but he did look good. If he'd been positioned a little bit better in that final dog leg, then I think he would have been really up there with Vernon for that victory. But it's right place, right time, and the execution from Soudal Quickstep was perfect and gave Vernon that victory.
Yeah, he's raced 3 days this week as Biniam Girmay, apart from the day that he was a non-finisher along the mountain road. He was on the podium in Alcudia, and he's on the podium again today, setting things up for a big spring. Looks like he's going to race in Tirreno. He'll go to San Remo, then the Classics, and we expect a debut at the Tour de France this year for Biniam Girmay. Decent ride from Garcia Cortina as well there. Movistar didn't have great numbers today, but I thought they did a fantastic job actually.
Sometimes if you choose the right wheels, it's okay, having your teammates round about you, but if you aren't in the right position, just coming around to you just see perfect there, and around this final corner, and even Garcia Cortina came from a kind of long way back, but yeah, the riders, if you don't get good position in a dog like that, then you're fighting all the way towards the line. So we're just a bit worried there when Vernon kind of eased up and looked to the side. I think he was kind of easing up. Maybe he was dying a little bit towards the finish, but Girmay just comes up a little bit short there, and it was all about position. We did say that, but a couple of riders, sometimes you have to take your own initiative.
Down at the Rambla on the right-hand side as we see Ethan Vernon, victor in Palma after 141 kilometres. Just under 1,000 metres of climbing, arrived through the interior of the island today before returning to the capital. It's Vernon, Girmay, Van der Paar with Garcia Cortina, Molano, Aniołkowski, Van Asperen, Babor in the top 8. Oh, I know, rounding up the top 10.